So we just saw Uncut Gems, or 10-second reaction. Mine, this is Chaos the movie, a sequence of bad decisions.
It gave me more anxiety than The Bear did. I was on my seat edge the entire time, and not in a good way.
So this is the ride review for Uncut Gems. This was recommended by a friend of ours, and I know other friends have recommended it for a long time and hadn't seen it, and I'm not sure if I regret it or not.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about some of what we can extract from life lessons from this movie. This will tie back to our other channel, Omniversity, where we learn things we teach things we didn't learn in school. And one of our first questions is,
what life lesson does this story illustrate?
Oof. You want to go first or no?
Sure. I felt like it actually touches on a whole lot of life lessons. So number one, to me, one of the biggest ones was their family life, the family dynamic in this. An unhappy marriage. They're completely doing their own thing, and the children are still in limbo, right? And so not being honest with themselves and not being honest with their children. So the whole family life, I feel like there was a huge life lesson in that. And then just the whole family aspect of it, right? Like her father protecting these poor decisions. Was it her father or his father?
I don't know.
His father. I think it's his father enabling his ridiculous decisions, and then him passing that on to his child as well. I thought that was that's a huge lesson to be learned.
Which one was his father?
His father was the one at the dinner table.
Okay. The one that helped him do the bidding?
That helped him do the bidding.
Okay. I kind of thought so, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Mine is, what was the question again?
What life lessons does this story illustrate?
What life lessons does this story illustrate is that we are very much creatures of habit, and if your habit is to make poor decisions, you're just going to continue making those poor decisions. You got to find a way to break the chain at least a few times to kind of start disrupting things, and then hopefully that kind of gets you away from it. That would be my life lesson for it.
That one was way better than mine.
Yeah.
I like that one. Okay.
Next one.
What was the best/worst decision made?
Best/worst decision made. When he lets him take the gem, when he lets the KG, the basketball player, take the gem without anything, as valuable as that thing is, but also kind of to the basketball player's point, if he wasn't going to sell it, why the hell are you bringing it out? It was just a whole mess. So if you haven't seen the movie, the whole thing is the uncut gem is this super fancy, very raw gem that he got.
Rare.
He was going to rare gem that he was going to put up for auction. And he has this high-end jewelry shop where people they bring in people to kind of shop there, and I don't know if a lot of times they seem like they're just very shady products, stolen or whatnot. Anyways, while these people are there, his gem arrives. He had it ordered, and so he's super excited about it. He had gone back to open the package, and so he was very excited to come back out and show it to him. But then he tells him it was not for sale. The guy kind of gets really attached to it. He's he likes the story that the guy told him about the gem, what the meaning is. And so he gets super attached to it, and he says if it's not for sale, then at least let me borrow it. And yeah, to me, that was already that was the biggest, that was the turning point, where you're gonna let this guy borrow it, something this expensive, something that you have this much attached to it with the auction and whatever. It's too high stakes for what do you call it,
for a loan.
Yeah, like
And then he trades it for his like ring, but that still wouldn't have had the comparable value.
kind of like high input, high outcome. This was like a high input but very low outcome. This is a very very poor decision to have done. And so the promise is that he's going to return it at 9 a.m. the next day, and of course they don't, and so that sets off a whole other chain of events. But if you're that uncomfortable with the decision, then it's probably best to go with your gut and don't follow through with that decision. Yours?
That's a question.
Best and what was it? Best or worst decision made?
The best or worst decision made, yeah. His life was just a poor decision. It was a series of poor decisions. Best decision? I'm gonna go with the home life again. Best decision is his wife refuses to take him back because she already knew, like, this is just a mess. Like, I need out. Worst decision, him. He was just bad decisions, like, one right after the other. It was a lie to cover up another lie, and he got in over his head. What communication failure caused the biggest problem?
All right, and this is more from your area of expertise as a speech pathologist, which you have your throaty therapist channel from.
Wow, that's a throaty therapist. I'm just kidding. I'm not just kidding. Do it. But communication failure caused. Which one caused the biggest problem? He had a brother-in-law, right, that he was dealing with, and this guy his name is Arlo.
Or Arno. Was it Arno?
Arlo? I think it's Low.
Was it? Okay.
Arlo? One of those. And he is consistently borrowing money from this guy, and this other guy has his goons.
What is this guy's main character? The main character's name I already forgot. Adam Sandler character. Well, yeah, this is the Adam Sandler character. I can't believe I forgot his name. But
oh man, yeah. Jimmy. I'm really terrible with names.
Anyway,
I forgot. Okay. So his lack of communication with him, like if he were to do these business deals and just communicate, I think that he would have been in a lot better of a place. But he didn't communicate with his people at all. It was always just yelling, or I'm going to get it to you, and like would refuse to hear any other side of the story. So there was no communication from him. It was just like, yeah, and blowing everything off. But that ended up getting him in bigger trouble. And so he would hear these people, but he would never listen. Like, I think Arlo or Arno, whichever one it was, would have given him a break. I think that he genuinely wanted to make things work. But he was having to teach him lessons. His goons were having to teach him lessons because he wouldn't listen. And he wouldn't even talk to them the right way. Like, no communication skills. Of course, when he had to communicate, like, oh yeah, talking these people up or giving them a big head about their purchases, that's when he would turn on the charm and bullshit them, really.
Yeah, there was one moment where he had Adam Sandler's character had placed big bets to get all the money he was owing people, and so if things finally seem to be going his way and like the bets are going well, and it turns out that this other character that he owed money to, which is the brother-in-law, or what is it? Yeah. He knowing how much money he owed him and how unreliable he is with all these things, he went and canceled all these bets because now he knew he had some of the money, so he was just trying to get any of the money, and he was trying. Yeah. Adam Sandler's character was trying to double down, and that was a weird miscommunication. I don't even know how to fix that. No
communication. So if you would have told him, "Hey, I'm going to do this bet, right, and this will get all of our money back. Like, I'm really good at this." Even just notifying him, like, this is what's going on, and not lying about the days either, because he's like, oh yeah, I'll have it to you on Friday, and then Friday would turn into Monday, and then they're like, it's Monday again, like, what are you doing?
And this is one of those things that I think people don't realize how important your reputation is. I think there came a point where nobody trusted this guy. Your reputation is now so tainted that I don't know what you could say to get me to believe you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he had burnt all of his bridges.
And that's something that's hard to come back from. So protect your reputation.
What relationship drove the story?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
I'm going to say his relationship, his own interpersonal relationship with money and with an addiction. I think that he had a gambling addiction, and he would do everything in his power to continue it. They even asked him a few times, like, why do you have so much interest in this? And he's just like, I just do. He had no explanation for it. Like, he had a problem. And I think that's what drove the whole entire story, was his addiction.
Yeah, you're probably right. I didn't really have any way to answer that. I kept trying to think what it would be.
Well, because a lot of times we think that a relationship has to be with another person, right?
Right.
But I didn't see any personal relationship that he had that was steady.
Yeah, or like that he wouldn't
or sacrifice.
Risk losing. I think you're right. It would be with money or thinking. I think that's something with the luck mentality. You think you kind of figured it out, but yeah, you're never going to figure out luck.
And like because it wasn't, it was false. But another thing that he would try to mend the relationships that he had broken, but it was already too late, like with his family, right? And then you just get like random people that are like, oh yeah, I love you, and they stick with you, but like this one girl that he had a relationship with, right? Is she sticking with him for the money, or is she sticking with him because she really loves him, or did she have her own skeletons in her closet that she had daddy issues and needed this guy? So I don't see any of the actual human relationships driving the story.
Right. Well, spoiler alert moment, and how you said with gambling, because like the more I thought, the more I didn't know how this movie was going to end, and the more I let it sink in a little, I did like the ending. And if you haven't seen it by now, sorry, but this is the spoiler moment.
You have 10 seconds.
He gets shot in the head.
That was not 10 seconds.
I know. But it was just one of those moments, like a gambler, is like, you don't know when to quit. Like, quit while you're ahead. And after he had won, like, he's still kind of like running his mouth and whatever. And one of the guys was already pissed off at him. And yeah, that didn't subside, and he got shot. Even though this guy knew he was about to get his money or whatever, at this point, like you pushed onto a new level that he doesn't care about the money anymore, and he got shot. And I thought that was perfect.
Yeah, it was totally not like happy ending. Another spoiler: they win. They win. He's gonna get all of the money, which was an amazing feat. Like, it really does show you his talent in gambling. Like, he was a talented gambler. He knew what to bet on. He knew what to look for. He knew how to work people. And the people he worked in KG or whatever, he ends up using almost his whole monologue verbatim when he's talking to the camera at the end. Which is like, he was inspirational. Like, this guy could have been an inspirational speaker because he could sell coal to these guys and they would buy it. Where does this situation happen in real life?
I don't think it would necessarily happen like that. Like, that would be a hard one to come out that specific. But I think it's just a lesson in how one bad decision can lead to another. And you think one other decision is going to make up for your other bad decision, but you still got to keep figuring out if this is the best way. And usually the best means the hardest. I think a lot of times these are trying to be quick fixes, and you're trying to find a way to make a lot of money quick. And you already know how to make a lot of money, but it's not going to be quick. And that's the hard thing. People don't want to do the hard thing. You want to do the quick fix. But it comes with its own prices.
I think that this actually might happen in real life a lot more than we think. It doesn't happen in our life.
Maybe, yeah.
But I've known several people that run themselves into the ground because of the lies that they've created. They've just created these huge stories, and then they have to run away because there is nowhere else to go. They've already messed up their whole entire... The whole city knows what they're doing. They have to go now. But this guy didn't get the opportunity to leave, nor did he. He thought that he could probably re-gamble that and, have a happy life. But I do think that it does happen often. If you get on any website that's through, for like Las Vegas, it adds this whole little paragraph at the bottom saying about like if you have a gambling problem or if you know somebody that has an addiction, to please contact them. Like, this is a real thing. A lot of people get addicted to soda or cigarettes and stuff, and gambling is a big one. And once you have that addiction, like this guy did, he was putting his family's life in danger. At one point he's like freaking out because he knows that he's in danger. And what's crazy is even when they would threaten him, it's like the mob, I guess. Even when he was being threatened and they didn't hurt him, he was just kind of like, I'll keep going, do it again. And he would.
I remember hearing this kind of as a general rule, like if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, and it's like if you already have to hide it, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. So he had this whole hidden lifestyle hidden from his family, and sometimes I think got to the point where they didn't even really ask questions anymore. They just kind of accepted it. But it's still like, you could tell he didn't want to he didn't want to expose them to it, I guess, because you don't want to have to answer the questions and whatnot. And the last part is for Notes for X. This is also part of our Omniversity channel. These are things we didn't learn in school and things we would like to pass down to our son, since we didn't learn them in school and life has taught us some of these lessons. By the way, you can check out, he has his own channel, Planet X. It's just kid stuff for kids. So if I had to pass down any lesson from this movie to him, it would still just be decision making. Think of A and B. If you do choice A, what are the possible consequences of this? And if you do choice B, what are the possible consequences of this? And it's pretty much, what do you want to deal with more or less? That's pretty much what decision making comes down to. And there's not always going to be a decision that's happy and
hard choices.
like solves all your problems. Sometimes it's going to come with some sort of baggage or collateral damage, and you still have to pick, because time runs out anyways, and life's going to pick for you. So there's been also a recurring phrase that I keep hearing is choose your hard. So if both decisions are hard, choose which one is the one you want to deal with.
I like that. Mine was about honesty, being honest and having good communication. It leads you to good places. It leads you to stronger relationships. It helps with trust in relationships. But I guess it's really interesting that we've both picked such different things out of this movie. It's kind of fun to review them. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. If you made it to the end, you rock. And yeah, that's it for me.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.